is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror, your home for all things horror, physical media, indie cult cinema, and as always, the only channel that's going to make you scream. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Do me a solid, hit that like button, and share this video on your algorithms. Go give me a follow on Instagram at Miles of Horror, and let's get right into today's topic. Hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween. It is Saturday, November 1st. Wow, I can't believe it, but hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween. It's been great seeing all your costumes on social media, all that good stuff. And so let's get into today because it's officially over, guys. The 13 weeks of TerrorVision has come to an end. The final drop was yesterday. And I got to tell you guys, before we break down yesterday's announcement, I think they did a fantastic job. Okay, I know I was hoping for a little one like landmark release. I don't think they necessarily hit that like landmark status, like a October Blood or an Elves or something along those lines that I think people are jonesing for, and I think people are pining for, and I think that is both are coming. But I was expecting like something along those lines here. But that doesn't mean it wasn't awesome because they announced so many things that were landmark titles and releases as far as I'm concerned, but I think to the general public, not necessarily something that is considered that. But yesterday they announced a Back to the 90s box set. It's called 90s Nightmares, and I think it's fucking awesome, and I'll tell you why. We'll get into the titles in just a minute, but one of the titles that they released, let's just get into it together because there's a lot of really cool stuff in this set. There's a bonus movie. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen here. Boom. TerrorVision. And so right off the bat, you're going to see it. Also, kudos to TerrorVision. They have a brand new website, which operates and works way better. The only issue that I've had so far is that the cart doesn't show up on the page. I don't know how to get the cart to show up. Often I have to like add something to my cart in order for it to show up, and then I could delete it after. But I had about 4 titles in my cart, and I just couldn't get to my cart unless I added something. It's a little off, but so we have the 90s Nightmares box sets. Okay, now one thing to note is that this thing's already down to 809. Let's refresh and see what it's at now. 809. So this thing was limited to 1,500. It's already halfway sold out. So if you are, that's in 24 hours. So if you are looking to get this, I would get it now. And I got to tell you, I would strongly recommend getting this because there's a lot to like in this set. And I'm going to break it down for you guys right now. So 90s Nightmares Volume 1, which is awesome to hear because it is going to be a series. On the podcast yesterday with Disconnected, Brad was saying how they have this is what's so cool for me, okay? Because Brad was saying that they have all these kind of 90s shot on video, low budget titles that, as standalone releases, they probably wouldn't get much traction. I think that was kind of the goal with the 90s Nightmares and the Shoestring Slashers, to kind of put these out in sets that people buy it. And because this is like what I love, this is like my niche, this is what I pine for constantly. These hard to find tape store rarities, shot on video goodness, I would be buying them as singular releases. And so that to me is so cool that, that thought process of like getting these together in these box sets is just fucking fantastic for someone like me who really values these shot on video, low budget, 90s, 80s slashers, these straight to video kind of vibes. And so like the fact that he said there's more on the way just has me salivating. And, one of the titles in this set, I'll just get into it right away. You got Mountain Fury Hellspot. Okay. So, Hellspot in this set, where are the pictures at? Any stills here? I thought there were some stills. So Hellspot. Okay, first of all, gorgeous artwork on that, like really, really cool. I think they did a fantastic job with that art. It really encapsulates the 90s with that remote and the covers, that art on the covers. Awesome. So anyway, Hellspot. So Hellspot, just to kind of give you guys a little context here. If you're a VHS collector, you know this, but Hellspot is like impossible to find. It is an extreme rarity of a tape that just is not it's not feasible. It's not something you can just readily get. It's not a common tape. It is as rare as it gets. So there's no other way to watch this thing as far as I know. I mean, I don't think there was a DVD. But in a lot of the tape communities, like these things come up every once in a while, and Hellspa is one of those tapes where it just you're kind of SOL. So if you want to watch it, there's really no way to watch it. And I've seen it pop up from time to time. And I've wanted to see it for so long and I couldn't. So TerrorVision is now giving us this opportunity to see this movie, Hellspa. Okay. And they're restoring it to Blu-ray. Like, how cool is that? Like, now we get to watch it. I don't need to like hope that someone can post a tape, which by the way probably goes for like $400 easily. Now it's just restored and fully good to go, and it's really awesome that they're doing things like this. And again, I would have bought Hellspot on its own. I would have had this as a subtitle, like shoe in slam dunk, but instead not just Hellspot. Okay, on the Hellspot disc, we get another bonus feature, a full-length feature, which is Club Dead. Okay, another one of these titles from the 90s, shot on video, I think it was shot on video. That is very elusive in the VHS communities. And there's no other way to watch this thing. So it's like, these were two titles that have long eluded me that I am so excited for. That they're bringing back to the surface for people to see, and that's why TerrorVision has my undivided attention. Like I've said this before, no company is perfect. Okay, I'll say that right off the bat. Maybe Arrow is perfect, but no company is perfect. But as far as what I like and what I enjoy about cinema and horror movies, no one's closer to it than TerrorVision. Okay, they really have a pulse on what I like. So, I've been subscribing to Vinegar Syndrome for like 7 years, but I'm really toying with the idea. And again, I'm a TerrorVision subscriber as well. I still have another, I think, like 22 titles left on my sub after the 13 weeks. But I'm really, really toying with the fact of taking all my Vinegar Syndrome subscriber funds that in January would typically have been used to re-up my sub, and just pouring that back into TerrorVision instead these days, because Vinegar Syndrome's great. There's nothing bad about the company, but 90% of the stuff that they sell goes on sale. 90%. And it you just have to have the foresight to see it. The difficulty with Vinegar Syndrome is that I do really enjoy the partner label stuff, and you get heavy discounts on it, but I'm okay taking a little setback with the partner stuff. Like, I'll pick up the Saturn's Core every month, but that's about it, and then you can really kind of hunker down and only get the titles you need. I can't even tell you what my backlog of Vinegar Syndrome titles look like just sitting on my shelf. I just don't watch it. Not that I wouldn't want to, but I just don't. And there's some things that they've done that are amazing, like Romeo and Juliet, like sick, awesome, fantastic release. But I would just buy that on my own. I don't need a subscription to guarantee me that title. That title's not flying off the shelf. And you know what? I'm going to take it a step further and say that title is gonna be on sale, and I probably could have been able to get it for half off eventually. Like, let's watch it happen. I guarantee it. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to TerrorVision, because that's what we're talking about. And so we have 90s Nightmare. So it's a 5-disc. This is volume 1. It's a pre-order 5-disc set, box set. You got movies from 91, 92, 98. It's a pre-order that will ship Q1 of 2026. It's included in your TerrorVision subscription. And if you are not familiar with how that works, definitely go check out my other videos. I did a video on the subscription alone. That kind of thing. So 90s Nightmares includes these 3 films, each with a slipcover and housed in a hard box. Earl Kest, limited to 1,500 units. I do dig the fact that everything has a slipcover. It's cool. So we have Mountain Fury. Now, I know nothing about this movie, but I listened to the podcast over at Disconnect yesterday, and they seem to really be speaking highly of it, as far as it's a movie that kind of catches you off guard. The dialogue's really strong and a lot of one-liners, and it's a slow burn, but it really draws you in. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a very rare 91 eco horror slasher-esque, back to home video, after being scarce. So this is a Radon Entertainment release, which I believe Health Spa was as well. I could be mistaken, but yeah, I mean, I think it's so cool that TerrorVision's kind of is acquiring these old, companies like, Camp Motion, man. Like, oh my god, I can't even tell you how much it is so exciting to me that they have these titles. Like, I'm just waiting on, like, I guarantee you they start doing things like Slime City. They just did The Basement. Why not Splatter Farm? Like, all these things that I want upgrades for so badly, and they're doing it. Like, it's just only a matter of time before all these titles get their own standalone releases, and so it's really an exciting time for low budget horror as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, that's Mountain Fury. Then we have the Health Spa, again, guaranteed to be the last health club that you join. TerrorVision sweating bullets over here. Let's take a look at the extras on this one because I'm really excited about this. So it came out in 92, yes, by Radon Entertainment, another Radon title. Yeah, yep. So it fell to obscurity and another one of the rarest VHS tapes in the US. This release also includes a recut of the film in 2000 called Club Dead. Interesting. So I didn't realize that Club Dead was actually a recut of this movie. Interesting. So that's kind of cool. All right. So Club Dead is a recut of Hell Spot. Interesting, because I've seen that one around as well, as I mentioned, and I never knew they were I guess a recut. I don't know. Interesting. But so you got it scanned and restored from its original beta elements. Now, if you listen to the podcast with Disconnected that they've been doing throughout 13 weeks, Brad really talks about the painstaking. I use that word painstaking because Vinegar Syndrome does it all the time. But the painstaking process of restoring things and restoring things not just meticulously but the right way, because a lot of times some of these bigger label companies will restore something and they'll do something with a 4K restoration, on a Blu-ray disc or whatever it is. I'm not an expert, but they don't take the time to really look for all the original elements. So they'll do it off of a recent scan that was done, and it doesn't allow you to really clean it up and get the picture you could out of the original elements. If you were to find the original elements and clean it up yourself and do that diligence on the original elements, that's really the best way to restore these things. And so Brad goes into detail about how meticulous they are in trying to find, the original elements of every film that they do, because they want these films to have the proper treatment, the proper restoration for how it's going to last. And that's kind of what they're going through with Gator Bait, and trying to find every last element they can to find every reel of the film in its best possible way to watch it, which I think is fascinating, because to my understanding, they have the entire film except for one reel that they are still painstakingly looking for and that they want to try and find the original elements for, which is just like, you have to give hats off to them for taking this at every single step they can, which I'm sure is costing them even more money to acquire these elements and even see if they are viable to restore. It's just I can't say enough amazing things about the company. But anyway, so it's a 2-disc set, Blu-ray and CD. You have the score, you have the Club Dead bonus movie. You have commentaries, new commentaries. You have a making of, which is cool, and then a couple of other things here. And then you have a movie called Lady of the Lake. Again, something I am not familiar with. It's a Maurice Devereaux film. I think it's like I don't know exactly, but Maurice Devereaux did End of the Line, which fucking slaps. End of the Line is awesome. Slashers rocks, both TerrorVision releases as well. So I'm really excited about this one. A weekend getaway descends into a waking nightmare when a troubled man stumbles upon an eerie legend lurking in the misty woods of Quebec. Haunted by dreams and drawn to a mysterious lake, he uncovers the dark story of a woman wronged and the vengeful spirit who now waits beneath the still waters. Really excited about this one. Scanned and restored from its original beta SP element. Again, go listen to that podcast. It's really interesting. Hearing Brad go into their kind of process. You got a 2-disc set, 4-3 presentation, 16-9 presentation, commentary with Maurice Devereaux, new interview with Maurice Devereaux, archival making of Lady of the Lake, and some other things. So listen, I'm not going to pop the trailer here, but I am so excited for this. Okay, TerraVision is doing phenomenal stuff. Now, I want to talk to you guys. So again, TerraVision, you guys did awesome. I think the 13 weeks was killer. I think it was a lot of great. Okay, I think it maybe was missing that one like major blockbuster title, not blockbuster title, but that one big time thing. But I don't think that's a bad thing, especially for me. You know, everything you guys announced was fantastic for me. I think some people were expecting some kind of big title in there, and I know you guys had some issues as far as timing and things along those lines. So things got pushed back. I have a feeling by December we'll have Elves. And you know, Brad on Disconnected at some point in the 13 weeks had said if we're not to talk to the town by December, something along those lines. So it's got to be Elves, man. It's got to be coming. I know people say what they want to say about the element and that it's never going to come out. I think they have it. I think it's just a matter of time. And so that's kind of where that is. But so yeah, that's the 13 weeks. But I want to show you guys because I was just on the Discord this morning and I was going through the titles that come with the subscription. So if you were to have subscribed right before the 13 weeks, again, the way TerraVision's subscription works is that you get, you can do like a 10 title. Now it's a little different. I think now it's like 15 titles. But if you were grandfathered in and you did 10 titles, I want to do the math here for a second to see exactly what you'd be getting at $22 a title, because it was $225. Okay, to subscribe, you get the next 10 releases. Now, the other thing is this: if you're a returning subscriber, you got a coupon. So it was actually $200 flat, no tax, no nothing, $200 flat for the next 10 releases. Okay, so if you did that, if you did the subscription and you were grandfathered in, this is what you would have gotten. Okay, just another reason to love TerraVision. Okay, let me break this down for you. This is what you would have gotten. Okay, so the first thing you'd get is Death by Dialogue. Okay, so right here. So that is the $27.99. All right, so $27.99. I'm gonna do this math on my phone. Okay. Let's do calculator. All right, let's just round up. We'll say 28. So 28. Okay. Next, you get Student Bodies. Okay, hard box, the whole deal plus 45. Okay. Let's keep going here. You get the secret title. So it's 15, which, by the way, I think it's gonna be something big. I don't know why I think that. I think it's gonna be something awesome. Then you get Hide and Go Shriek, so it's plus 42. Okay. Then if you want, you can add the new Death Nerve title. I did not at this point. But then you get Patchwork for 45. Oh, wait. I fucked that up. All right. Plus 45. All right. Then you get Best Worst Movie and American Scream, so plus 28. Then you get Happy Hell Night, plus 32, 33. Okay, then you get the Shoestring Slashers Part 2. That's a $60 box set plus 60. The Basement Anthology plus 29. You get the 90s Nightmares, and that's 50. Okay. So if you were to have subscribed right before, if you got that grandfathered in price, okay, you were saving $175 on these titles, excluding tax and shipping. Okay, if you bought one of these each one of these individually, add another $10 on each, it would have been probably $275 you would have saved on these releases. So roughly, and again, like if you're a returning subscriber, it's even cheaper. So like even at the price they have now for the 15 titles, subscribing to TerraVision is just a no-brainer. Like it's the best deal in physical media right now. And I can't even tell you, like, I think people are averse to subscriptions because it's, you don't really know what you're going to get. But the honest truth, and Brad says this all the time on his podcast, he says, just sell it, and that's the honest truth. It's not always as easy and cut and dry as that. But listen, I mean, the amount of money, half the price. You're getting these titles for half the price. It's crazy. Anyway, the last thing that I want to show you guys is that TerraVision, they actually have a really good sale going on right now. And I know I'm usually like a knocker of the sale because when it comes to subscriptions, but I don't think this is going to be a occurring thing for TerraVision. I think this is just for now because they just have a lot of backstock they're looking to get rid of. So I jumped on, I actually picked up a couple things, and I'm going to show you what I got. But head on over to the Halloween sale because even if you're a subscriber and you kind of shop on the wholesale page, yada, yada, it's cheaper. The sale is even cheaper than the wholesale page. I was shocked. So first of all, Psycho Sisters for 20s, slam dunk. I have the Vineyard Syndrome release, so I'm not going to get that. A couple of things that you totally should get. What Happens Next Will Scare You is awesome. President's Day is cool. Santa Claus is cool. Whichever Massacre is banging. $15. Whichever Massacre, $15. Get that. Okay, that is insane. Slipcover, $15. Hell's Highway is cool. I enjoyed that one. Blood Car was cool. Oh, sold out. Interesting. So Shrek, $15. Shrek kind of is really bad, but I don't know. I like to put it on, but it's not good. All Jacked Up and Full Worms I have not seen. I need to. All right, so Cannibal Campout. Okay, only 189 left. This is an old shot on video. Bananas. Okay, super fun, cheesy of the cheese, but really cool score on this one, and it's $15. This is the Blu-ray. Okay, like get this movie. Okay, you will not regret it if you're a fan of low budget. What else? Dead Air with Chop Top is cool. What else? I just picked up Attack of the Killer Refrigerator today because it's 15. But I haven't watched it yet. It's a short. It's like 40 minutes. There's something else here that was like a banging release. Captives, $10. Okay, $10 slipcover Captives. Again, another Camp Motion release from back in the day. $10. This is absolutely can't miss, undeniable deal. Okay, slipcover Blu-ray, $10. Get Captives. All right, and so to my understanding, Family Dinner, so much fun, $10. Cool twist in this one. And to my understanding, this sale is going through the weekend, and that's it. Okay, so do yourself a favor and check out some of those sale titles. But that's it, guys. There you have it. TerraVision, 13 weeks in the books. Listen, TerraVision, if you are watching this, you guys killed it. I think you guys did an amazing job. I cannot wait for more to come from you guys. Only the best for this company. I think it says so much about them that they are looking for those Gator Bay elements still, and they're not just releasing the film as is, because I wouldn't know the difference. I really wouldn't. And I think 90%, 99% of people wouldn't know the difference on that last reel, but because they are so they want these things, they're all about the restoration and being able to make sure this film lasts, okay, and it looks the best it can for the rest of its existence. And I think that's just a really cool thing. And so to them, it's about the movie and giving directors the credit and bringing these films to life in the best way that they can. So kudos to them. And so hit me up in the comments, guys. If you dug the 13 weeks, I would love to see more companies do stuff like this, promotional stuff like this, because I had a blast. Every Friday I'm on the Discord talking to people, what's it gonna be, and those real-time drops on the podcast were a ton of fun. Shout out to Ryan Verrill over there who runs Disconnected, and and everyone who was on those podcasts. Ryan from Greyface, who is I think the head owner of TerrorVision, as far as I know. John over there, I believe his name's John. Chloe's been on a few times, and so it's just fun stuff, guys. So hit me up in the comments if you had fun with the 13 weeks, if you plan on getting anything, and be on the lookout for tomorrow, Sunday Spookies. I think I'm gonna have a guest, hopefully. I will keep you guys in the know on that one, and keep it spooky, my peeps. Peace.